Now that we've learned about squares and square roots, it's time to take that a step further and do cubes and cube roots. The thing about a cube is that a cube is three-dimensional. If you think about the figure cube, it's three-dimensional because you have length, width, and height. When you're doing cube of a number, it means to the power of 3. So if I said some number cubed, it means that number multiplied 3 times by itself. Now, you can do a perfect cube means it's going to be 3 numbers that are exactly identical. So, or 3 integers that are identical. So it's like -1 times -1 times -1. Or 5 times 5 times 5. Now in this case, the expectation for y'all is to know between -5 cubed and 5 cubed. If you can have those memorized, things will be a lot easier on you. Now you can do a cube root of a negative number, and that's because when you do a negative times a negative times a negative, it can equal a negative number. Just so that we're aware of that. So when we have 3 times 3 times 3, let's start at the top of the chart. 5 times 5 times 5, which is 5 cubed. 5 times 5 is 25. 25 times 5 is 125. 4 cubed. 4 times 4 is 16. 16 times 4 is 64. 3 cubed. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 3 is 27. 2 cubed. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 1 cubed. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 1 is 1. 0 cubed. 0 times 0 is 0. 0 times 0 is 0. -1 cubed. -1 times -1 is +1. +1 times -1 is -1. -2 cubed. -2 times -2 is +4. +4 times -2 is -8. -3 cubed. -3 times -3 is +9. +9 times -3 is -27. -4 cubed. -4 times -4 is +16. +16 times -4 is -64. -5 cubed. -5 times -5 is +25. +25 times -5 is -125. Now we can go about this the exact same process, only saying what's the cube root. Again, cube root says what number can you multiply 3 times and get that answer. So for the cube root of 125, we know that that's going to be 5 because 5 times 5 times 5 is 125. For the cube root of 64, we know that's 4 because 4 times 4 times 4 is 64. For 27, that would be 3 because 3 times 3 times 3 is 27. Note that we're not taking these numbers and just dividing by 3. We're actually saying what number multiplied 3 times is going to equal that number. 8 cubed is going to be 2. 1 cubed is 1. Or excuse me, the cube root of 8 is 2. The cube root of 1 is 1. Cube root of 0 is 0. Cube root of -1 is -1 because -1 times -1 is +1 and +1 times -1 is -1. Cube root of -8 is -2. Cube root of -27 is -3. Cube root of -64 is -4. And cube root of -125 is -5. Hopefully you can sort of see the pattern developing throughout here and the relationship between these two charts. Please use these as a reference tool for when you are working on problems. It will make life a lot easier on you if you use these as a reference tool.